So, first off, Irka, we're going to state the obvious. How did you get the part of Blonde Beauty in Moonraker?
First of all, thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to be with all of you, and thank you for coming also. How I get this role, I was a model, and I was, Margot Capelier. I was working with an agency, with model agency, and they told me, yeah, there is a casting, so you should go. And in the beginning, I didn't want, because I was a model. So for me, being a model means to be a hanger. So I didn't want another image, that kind of image like before. To be a James Bond girl was to be just a beautiful woman, and that's it. So I didn't want this, but I met Margot Capelier also, and she convinced me because she explained me the history, what was about Moonraker, what it was all about, the story. She explained me the story, and when I was young, I wanted to be astronomer. So I just thought, okay, it's a sign somewhere, so maybe I have to do this role. So I did it, and it was a fantastic. It was just fantastic because it was the first time in France that we saw that kind of production. I was lucky to go to. I work in Venice, in Argentina, in Guatemala, in Paris, and it was beautiful memories. And the team, Roger was amazing. He was the same in the same all the time in his movie, and in the movie, in his life. He was the same person. There was the same. He had everything. It was very a lot of charms. He had a lot of charm. He's very classy. Everything.
Yeah, absolutely. What was it like walking on this set for the first time?
Now, we've actually got here. This is the call sheet from the very first day of filming on Moonraker, the very first day, and the first thing was basically Irka walking through a rock door. So nothing more exciting than that. But and then they filmed that one day. And then they went onto the set. I'm just going to show, before you ask about your impressions of the set, just to show everybody, remind us about what that particular scene looked like. Apparently all the rocks were supposed to look like they were plastic, and I think Ken Adam did a wonderful job of making them look plastic. Do you often get asked to do that at all? Can you? Apparently the glass in that shot, you know, the Vanini factory, that's where the glass was made. People like the cheeky little wink from Roger there. There's going to be quite a few of those today. Right, okay, so here we are, behind the scenes shot. What was the dress like?
What was...
To wear, was it comfortable?
Yeah, it was it was comfortable, and I really loved this dress because it was so different, and yeah, it was very comfortable. A little bit sexy.
Yeah. So what did you feel about when you walked onto this magnificent set? What did you sort of think when you first saw it for the first time?
When I saw the first time, I was just, I was shocked because it was so beautiful, you know. It was very new for me, and it was just amazing. So,
And what was Lewis Gilbert like to work with?
Sorry?
What was the director Lewis Gilbert like to work with?
I'm sorry because my English is not very, very good.
The director, Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis.
Yeah, what was he like to work?
Oh, he was, as I was very young, so he was like my father. He was so nice, and it was a very beautiful person, very nice, very kind, and beautiful.
Okay, and now we go on to Michel. Now, you were involved in this particular sequence that's coming up now, where Roger Moore fights the rubber snake. Irka, was it as funny to look at as it is on screen? Roger fighting when you've seen it live, fighting the rubber snake. What was it like seeing Roger in the water with a rubber snake?
Oui, donc il demande comment c'était avec Roger Moore quand il était dans le bassin.
Oui. I think we were all laughing because it was very, very, very funny, because he was not serious also, so he was joking all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if you can spot yourself on here, Michel. It's fantastic, isn't it? The other year, we realised that snake was available on eBay. We had pictures of it at the event 2 years ago. So, Michel, what was your involvement with that particular scene? We got some behind-the-scenes shots of you with Roger. What did you do on those days?
Je vais parler en français et Philippe pourra traduire.
Oui, merci.
Parce que vous parlez tous anglais, je pense. Et pas moi. Ou alors vous n'allez pas tout comprendre. Donc, j'avais une tenue de plongée pour faire les premiers essais avec le python, parce que moi j'avais le vrai. Et...
I will translate. Je vais traduire.
Au fur et à mesure.
Ouais.
So, Michel was equipped. Do you hear me?
Try that one.
Sorry for time. Thank you. So Michel was equipped like a diver with air containers, and he was preparing the sequence with Lewis Gilbert, and he had a real python, whereas Roger Moore has a silicone one. That's the difference.
Mais pour faire les premiers essais, je ne savais pas comment ça allait vraiment se passer. S'il me garde au fond de l'eau longtemps, je risque de manquer d'air. Donc j'avais pris une tenue de plongée. Ça s'est bien passé. Donc après, j'ai pu le faire avec le vrai en double, donc de Roger.
So Michel did a first trial with the python to see the behavior of the animal, and it went quite well. And then he did the sequence.
Alors il faut savoir que le python, bien sûr, n'est pas venimeux, il est constricteur. Et pour serrer, il a besoin d'un point d'appui. Ce point d'appui, c'est avec sa queue, et après, il peut s'entourer et serrer. S'il n'a pas le point d'appui avec la queue, il ne peut pas serrer. Il s'enroule, mais il ne peut pas serrer. Donc, l'idéal, c'est de pouvoir tenir l'extrémité de la queue pour qu'il n'ait pas ce point d'appui.
So a python, this kind of snake, is not biting you, but it can, I would say, tighten you, can crush you, exactly, and that was the dangerous point of the deal. And a python has to have has to attach itself to somebody with the cue, you know. Okay. And when the python has no grip on somebody, the behavior is totally different.
So, John, while all this was going on, while people were fighting snakes and doing little beckoning things, what were you doing in Paris at the time?
I was the assembly editor putting stuff together because we had so many units shooting. It was a massive production. And this one here, I mean, I did go on the set.
Use the mic, John.
Oh, sorry. What was I? Can you hear?
Yes, right.
I was assembly editor working with John Glenn, and this sequence here, the particular one, with a real snake and the Mickey Mouse one, and the great idea to cut away to the girls, which normally would be scared stiff of snakes. I've never seen a python that big, not the real one. And I reckon you guys playing with it, well, good luck. But what was I doing in the cutting rooms? Just normal work in the cutting rooms. We had 2 French assistants as well, and another assistant. It's a lot of film. It wasn't only from this sequence. Difficult set.
It was a lot to cut,
Just
yeah.
doing normal film editing work.
And you shared a limo with John Glenn?
Yes.
Yes. What was that for? Just to go? Where was you off to? Where was you off to in a limo? Was that just how you get to work every day?
Well, you mean the story about we had a car between us.
Yeah.
We lived in the same apartment. He was 16th or 17th arrondissement. And he used to go out in the evening when leaving us working in the cutting rooms, and we had to get back by taxi or walk or train. And he took the car out. And one night he said, came back in and said, I can't remember where I parked the car. And so I drifted walking around the area where we lived and found it in the end with the windscreen wiper still going. So it wouldn't start, so I couldn't take it back to the studios. So that was, I mean, he was good fun to work with.
Yeah, that is good.
So obviously, Irka, you were in an early part of the show, and you were with another 7 of they were called the Girl Lovers. How did you find the other girls, and are you still in contact with the other girls?
Yes, some of them, yeah, like Béatrice Libert, she lives in the south of France, so we talk together. And I must say that as I recorded the duet with Roger, we shot a video clip, and we went. So I met them again after a long time. Catherine Serre, all of them, except Françoise. And yeah, so they are also in my video clip with this song. So yeah, sometimes we are in touch with each other.
Right, and Michel, moving on in the production, I understand you were. This doesn't come out; it's quite dark. But I understand you were pushed through the clock face. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I was double for Shang, and fighting with Roger Moore, and he threw me. No, he pushed me through the clock tower.
Was it one take, or did you have several goes?
Oui, une seule prise. Oui.
One shot.
And they actually, this is the attention to the detail of the producers. All the little bits of glass that were on the other side, they picked them up put them in a bag, and they went to Venice. So when you see Chang in the piano with the glass, it's the same bits of glass. But the actual, if you ever been to the actual clock face, it's made of wood. So that would not actually happen in real life. But if we go on to this next scene, this is you again, Michel. And this was some of the first material they filmed actually in Venice. In the film, it's supposed to be the Amazon, but it's actually Venice. And that one doing that, that's Michel over here. Okay. So how did that scene come about?
I'm judo black belt, judo, aikido, karate, and I have the diploma for teaching. And it was easy for me to do that, you know. That was my sport. And we did just once. And when I did that, it was not previous. Like we were monk.
And Irka, you also were in Venice for the shoot. So there's Roger. This is the monastery. If anyone's seen my Facebook post, I was there about 3 weeks ago. It's an amazing place. Oh, Michel, could you tell us about the man on the right?
That's Claude Carliez. He was a stunt coordinator, and I was lucky to be his assistant. I was number one in the team, French stuntman. It was a very good man. He's dead a few years ago, 3-4 years.
Just one moment. You'll see him later on. See if you can spot him later on, those people who know. Right, so look out for him.
We haven't understood.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
Oh, so I was just saying we're going to see him later on. He was in another sequence in Moonraker, wasn't he, as well, as being the man with the bolus?
Claude?
Claude.
Yeah.
Yes, the second time is when I cut the gondola with the speedboat. He was gondolier.
He was driving one gondola with. Sorry, he was driving one gondola with two lovers inside. If you remember,
Right, and Irka, you were also in Venice, and this is I think this is the first time you're seen in the film.
Could I interest you in something?
Could I interest you in something?
Well, I'm tempted to say yes immediately. But I think maybe I'd better have a look around.
Please, go anywhere you wish.
I like this look.
So, Irka, did you voice those lines yourself? Was it dubbed over, or was that you that actually spoke them lines?
I don't know. I don't know because it's.
Colin? Sorry. That's all right. Do you know if them lines were dubbed?
No, because I wasn't in charge of the dialogues on the film.
Oh, well. Mystery.
Yeah, it's a mystery because it's
a
some.
long time ago.
I think it is mine, but I'm not sure. I recognize something, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, brilliant. Could you do them lines now? Did you say?
Sorry?
Can I interest you in something? Can you say the lines?
Could I interest you in something?
There we go. Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, definitely you. That was definitely you. How did the evil stare come about? Because you saw Roger going in, you was like really giving him that evil stare there. So how did that come about? Yeah, just that stare, that look. Just natural.
Yeah, I don't know. They asked me to watch very badly, so I can. I don't know. Well, yeah.
Was it easy to do one take, or did Roger mess about a bit?
One take.
One take.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Fantastic.
And now the big set piece in Venice is obviously the boat gondola chase, which Michel was involved with. I want you to look out to see if you can see him in the shot. So I show the shot, the sequence, then ask you some questions on it. And this is actually one of my favourite parts of the film. So it's time for the double take in pigeon, folks. That's actually the only time you see someone smoking in this film, a first for a Bond film. See if you can spot the dog, Chris. I think that deserves a round of applause, that sequence, doesn't it? Fantastic. Thank you very much. I mean, that took about 4 weeks to film all the little individual bits of that. But who was the guy on the boat with you?
Alors, c'est un monsieur qui habitait à Venise, qui était infirmier, et il a été engagé comme figurant, ce qui fait que ça lui faisait... C'était mieux payé que le temps qu'il faisait ça, c'était mieux payé que d'être infirmier. Et alors, c'était la séquence... Quand je redémarre avec le bateau qui tombe dans l'eau, c'était pas prévu. Seulement, il se tenait pas à ce moment-là. Puis bon, moi, je pensais qu'il était accroché. Donc, je suis parti, il est tombé. Bah, j'ai tombé, j'ai continué. Et ça a plu à la mise en scène. Ils ont trouvé que c'était mieux comme ça. Il y a des tas de choses qui ne sont pas prévues. Par exemple, quand j'arrive, il y a un bateau qui me coupe la route. Enfin, la route, façon de parler. Et je fais un dérapage avec le bateau, je mets plein d'eau dans ce gros bateau. Il n'était pas content non plus, le pilote.
I'm translating. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a big deal. The functioning. Do you hear me?
Celui-là.
So in the boat with Michel was a second man. It's the man who was holding the machine gun. And this person was absolutely not an actor. He was living in Venezia, and his profession was to be a nurse. And for him, it was really very interesting in terms of money for working for a big production, you know. And so that's it. And Michel, you see several things. The man is falling into the water, And again, this was absolutely not planned in the movie. So Michel did the shot, turn right with a boat, and the guy fall into the water. And what is very funny is that this man, Fausto Muta was the name of this man. He get no costume from the production. Michel did not say that. He was his own costume, and he fell into the water. So we can guess he was very happy to.
I wonder if his lines were dubbed as well. Right, hang on. Right, try that one. We on? Right. Going to move forward in the production. Oh, there you are, Michel. There you are in the boat going through the gondola. Some from the behind the scenes. Now we're going to go back to France now, and some of the production onto the space station. And Irka, I could ask you about your lover in the scene, David Jalil. No. But you were in the film. You were madly in love, and you're going to spend the rest of eternity together. But did you say much to it? I talked to one of the other Drax girls, and she said that they just stood there, looked at each other, said hello, and that was about it. Do you have much to do with him?
Did you speak to him? To
this guy? No, not really.
So when you're watching that scene, bear that in mind, all right? They barely talk. There he is in another film, and there you are getting onto the space station. And this is the famous scene, which I'm going to go past because we're running out of time. The big speech. There was in that scene on the Drax space station, there's about 100 people. How many times did you have to listen to Michel Lonsdale going through his speech?
How long did it take for him to go through that with the space station, the long speech?
Long?
Yeah, because you had to do it a few times.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know. I don't remember.
No, sorry. That's right.
That's fine. And we also there's everybody on set, and you're in there somewhere. I think this is a better shot there. I mean, it was an amazing set. It was actually the same set as the one that we saw earlier, wasn't it? Right. So, Michel, you were involved in some of the stunt work on this sequence. I'll just get on there. To play the stunt work.
It stopped rotating.
So you were on the wires for part of that sequence, is that correct? If you were, what was it like on the wires?
Donc en fait, cette séquence, et alors il demande si tu étais à ce moment-là accroché sur des câbles.
Oui.
Comment ça s'est passé?
Oui, on était attaché par un fil, et après le fil était effacé sur la pellicule.
So Michel says that all the stuntmen were attached with cable, and in post-production, thank you. Sorry, all the stuntmen were attached to metallic cable, and at the post-production, the cable were erased from the film. That's the way it was made.
Yeah, I mean, it's a magnificent sequence, isn't it? We've got some behind-the-scenes photographs of that sequence being filmed. And I believe that might be you in that shot there.
Est-ce que c'est toi, là?
C'est difficile.
Yeah.
It's difficult to say because no, I can't say. I don't know. Because I did so many things with the yellow jacket and other one in white, you know. It was yes.
Yeah.
That's a better shot.
But before Stunt, I was looking where I will fall, because if you make your fall, if you're falling out the camera, it's not you. And I was looking.
Thank you. And now, something's a bit of a surprise. I don't know if, John, were you aware of... Apparently there was there was a little bit of a rivalry between the French and the English crews while they're in France. And there was a few football matches that took place between the French crew and the English crew. And Michel, we found the team sheets on there. You were in goal.
Take a salad. That's now why I'm the balloon. No.
Yeah. Do you remember the score?
I don't know if you take care, but I was brown
All right.
at this time. Now I did a color.
But they've got some interesting names on there. You don't want to see names, you want to see photos, don't you? Now, I saw these photos for the first time yesterday, and I think they're some of the greatest Moonraker behind-the-scenes shots. And we got there, that's, this was, they were called Mills's Marauders. This was the England team at the time. And can anyone spot John Glenn in that photograph? Yeah, top left, yeah. John Glenn. Chris Coble over there as well.
Chunky Hughes.
Chunky Hughes, yeah. John, were you invited to play?
No, I wasn't a football fan. I
Yeah?
played rugby at school.
All right. But I think they lost. England lost the first match, and they got a ringer in to be goalkeeper, and it's on the next team shot, which is this one. Good. And apparently, sorry, Michel, they won 6-1. Apparently, with him in goal. But it was American. But yeah. Have you spotted who it is? Who's the extra, the ringer? But that's absolutely. I love that. I think that is the greatest Moonraker behind-the-scenes shot. Yeah. And John Glenn with hair. If you can recognise that, him there. And then this is another shot. We're not quite sure whether Cubby's presenting the trophy or drinking out of it, but I think that's great. That's great. Right. And now just finishing off, Irka, I want to talk about the poster that you're involved with. Do you remember who all the girls are on the poster at all?
Some of them.
Some of them, yeah.
But not all. There are a lot of. Some of them I don't know them at all.
Yeah. Well, how they did the poster was they took some publicity shots, and then the artist Dan Guzzi, who sadly died earlier this year, they put the shots together and created like a montage. And they're most of if you've ever been to the London film fairs, quite a number of these have been to the film fairs. The one you wouldn't have seen is the one down there, Martine Bouchet, who's now Martine Asseline. Did anyone buy that very expensive book about Bond locations? The coffee table book? No? It was probably because it was so expensive. She wrote that book. Apparently it's the company she works for does a lot of that. Now, Irka, I've got a sad confession. I've got you on my wall at home. And on the T-shirt that some of you have seen, we'll see that later. And there is my wall at home. And so it's a real honour to meet you. The person who's on my wall at home. And I want to finish off before we ask if anyone's got any questions. finish off the 1979 panel with just a quote from Roger. This was Roger's Christmas message to the cast and crew of Moonraker. So I'll read it out. The booze at lunchtime is on me. Object being, you should all get well and truly pissed so that we can all get off to catch our planes, trains and buses and asses for all those going to Bethlehem. Merry Christmas, Roger Moore. Isn't that wonderful?